Welcome. I'm Trish Masters, and here are 5 minutes to open your hips. Sitting tall, take your legs forward in front of you, lean back on your hands. Begin to drop your knees from side to side like little windshield wipers. Next time your knees fall to the right, they stay to the right. Walk your whole body over to the right. Find a little twist. Come back towards the center, windshield wipe over to the left. Walk your whole body to the left, find a little twist. Come on back to center, take your legs straight forward in front of you. Bend your right knee, take your right ankle across your left thigh like the number 4. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you start to bend your left knee and take your heel a little closer to your bum. The taller you sit, the closer you get your chest towards your right shin, the more stretch you start to feel in the outside of your right hip. The gift of opening our hips is finding extra space. So it's like you've taken this 5 minutes to gift yourself just a little bit of extra space today. Lengthen your left leg out if you bent it. Extend your right leg long. Bend your left knee. Take your left ankle across your right knee like the number 4, staying here, or maybe bending your right knee. Perhaps the chest comes a little bit closer to the thigh, and you breathe into the outsides of the hips like you've got lungs there. And what might you do with the extra space that you find in your hips today? Extend your right leg long. Take your left leg off. Make your way up onto your hands and your knees. Knees touch, toes come wide. Sit back between your feet. And if this is a stretch for you, perhaps you've got a book or a block nearby that you want to tuck under your bum. Lift yourself up just slightly higher. Staying here or beginning to walk your hands back behind you. As you walk your hands back behind you, send your tailbone under. And maybe you make your way all the way down onto the arms, onto the forearms. Breathing into the front of the thighs, the front of the pelvis. And come on back up again. Downward facing dog. Press your hips up and back. Press away the floor with your hands, long spine, long legs. Inhale, stretch your right leg up and back behind you. Bend your right knee, stack your hips. Take your right knee toward your right wrist. Point your right toes toward your left hip. Walk your hands toward your pelvis. Hug your knees towards one another so that your pelvis starts to lift up away from the earth. You could stay here, or you could start to play chicken with your hands and see if maybe you can float them off the floor. Hands come back down to your yoga mat. Lift your right knee, downward facing dog. Stretch your left leg up and back behind you. Bend your left knee, stack your hips. Take your left knee through toward your left wrist. Left toes come in towards your right hip. Hug your knees towards one another, let your pelvis lift. My mic went flying. More space, making more space. More space for mistakes, like your mic going flying in the middle of a class. More space for achievement. More space to navigate between the two. Downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up and back behind you. You can repeat what you just did, or this time as you take your right knee through, perhaps you walk your right shin a little bit more parallel with the top of your yoga mat. Pull your knees towards one another. And this time, walk your hands forward in front of you, bow. Continuously pull your right knee back and your left knee forward, squaring your hips forward. So we stay in action. May we allow this process of making space to be active, not accidental. Downward facing dog. Take a moment to feel, take a breath. Stretch your left leg up and back behind you. Take your left knee through. Left shin lines up with the front of your mat. Pull your knees towards one another. Walk yourself forward. Use your breath. Imagine that as you stretch the space out, the breath clears out the cobwebs and the dust. Not only do you create more space, but then you clean it out, make it so fresh and beautiful. Walk your hands back, sit over on your left bum cheek, swing your legs forward in front of you. Cross your legs, sit. Take your left fingertips back behind you, stretch your right arm up. Right hand grabs your left knee, twist. Untwist, stretch your left arm up, take your right fingertips back, left hand grabs your right knee, twist. Come on back to center. Take a hand on your heart, take a hand on your belly. Cast your eyes down or close them. Take 3 breaths where you open your mouth and breathe out through your mouth. Noticing the space that you just created for yourself. Space that you didn't have 5 minutes ago. Space that now exists within you to fill with whatever you wish, or to leave it empty. Thank you so much for carving out this time and space to move and breathe with me. Thank you. You can follow me on Instagram at TrishyD, or find more of my offerings and trainings at www.healevolvethrive.com.